Hello and welcome back to Lorcana Villain. My name is Baker, and today we're going to be taking a look at my complete tournament run of the 288 person tournament that took place online the weekend just gone. I had a wonderful time competing in this tournament. I talked about it in my recent review of the top 8 deck lists. If you haven't seen that video, it's right here. It will be linked in the description. Feel free to go and have a look at it and see the lists that made it to the top cut. But yeah, I had a really good run. It was a really well organized tournament. Major props to everyone that was involved, all the organizers, all the judges, and the Lorcana Play Network. And yeah, just a really efficiently won tournament. I had no issues with like finding any of my opponents. All my opponents were very, very polite, and yeah, nothing but good vibes really. So I put a vote out about if people wanted to see this video cut into 2 or to be one long video, and I was very surprised that most of you wanted it to be a long video, because I know most of my viewers prefer like the 30 to 45 minute mark, but maybe it's just because you'd rather, like for something like this, you'd rather just see it in one fell swoop. I predicted it was going to be about an hour and a half, but I have managed to cut the video down of all my games to 48 minutes. So this video will be hopefully not too much over that. I've got notes in here of all things that I need to remember to say. So yeah, basically I took all my games as normal. I have made a lot of, they've been sped up. There's been cuts for all the dead space, so it should be constant action. And I've got a total of 8 matches to show you. There were 9 rounds overall, and I did play all 9. I have left out round 3. I was against Ruby Amethyst, and it just destroyed me by like turn 6 or 7. And because there are another 3 or 4 matches against Ruby Amethyst in this video, and I thought that was the one that was worth cutting. So I won't be showing my round 3. I just got my cherry pie kicked. Just take my word for it. Ruby Amethyst just kicked off in all sorts of ways and destroyed me. But I do still have other games to show you against Ruby Amethyst. But yeah, 8 matches. I've got 18 games in total to show you that I've compacted into this. And yeah, I've made this video with all my games, with all the cuts. I've rendered that, and it's 48 minutes long, and that's what I'm going to be watching now and reacting to. I don't plan to explain all of my decisions through. The majority of my content where I show gameplay, I will always do that because I always want my channel to be newcomer friendly. So yeah, I will normally always explain what I'm doing, explain the mulligan, explain my thought process, and I will do to a degree, but I don't want to have to keep pausing the video. We've got 18 games. If I keep pausing for like every other decision, then it's going to end up being way too long. So I look at this video as more of a casting my own game. And of course there'll be points where I'll explain the decision, but don't be surprised if I don't for every move. I'm more going to be just watching it and just casting and talking you through it at a much more simple level. Let me know if that's okay. Again, 99% of my content I will explain everything through, but for today, showing this tournament run, I'm going to be more casting it. Here's a little display of all the games that are in this video. Of course, as always, there will be timestamps down below so that you can skip the ones that you're not interested in or skip to the one that you're interested in. There are also 2 games where I started recording just a little bit too late. The first one is the worst. As you can see right here, it's starting off on my turn 2. And then there's one other game where I think I don't press record in time. I just miss one turn. But every other game is the full thing. However, with these 18 games I've got to show you, in most of them, when it gets to game 2, I don't show the entire game. I start from like turn 6. Around that sort of time, so that you still see it shows a lot of the game. But I've made cuts, I've tried to compact it, I've tried to keep it interesting and show interesting things. Please give me feedback down in the comments if you think that I shouldn't be making cuts to showing certain rounds, and yeah, I'll adapt as always. But yeah, without any further ado, we've got a lot of games to go through, so let's start off. This was my round 1. I am against Ruby Amethyst. Once again, like I just mentioned, I started recording a little bit late, so it starts off from my turn 2. So here we go, here's me inking Simba, and we put down this lantern, which is what we always want to be doing with this deck. They ink a mini and they throw down Madam Mim Fox. We always have a slow couple of turns with this deck. I don't tend to put down my 1-drops even if I find them, to be honest. So we draw, we tilt the Lantern to get down dock, we ink the Surfer Stitch. We're too far away from being able to play it. They sing Friends on the other side with their Fox and ink a Minnie Mouse, throwing down a Rabbit, which will let them draw a card. Doing Ruby Amethyst things. We draw a New Dog Stitch. It's going to go straight into our Inkwell. We tilt the Lantern and we tilt the dock so that we can do a combination play here of Mother Gothel, which we essentially play for free, and then we use our 4 ink to play Rapunzel and get a nice draw 3. So we're looking all right so far. They play another Friends on the other side, singing it with Merlin, so they've got all the card draw right off the bat. They challenge our dock with Madam Mim Fox, which makes all the sense. They play the Snake to return the Rabbit, which will let them draw another card. They ink the Olaf, and they throw down another Madam Mim Fox to return their other one to their hand. That had some damage on it, keep them safe. We draw and we ink a New Dog Stitch. I tilt the Lantern so that I can just get this Lady Tremaine down. Let's start putting on pressure. We're still at 2 turns away from a potential Be Prepared. So we remove a Snake, we quest up with Mother Gothel and a Rapunzel. We just want to keep that pressure on. We don't want against Ruby Amethyst, we don't want the game going too long because they will win in the long run. We really want to just be very aggro against them. They do some board clear with Maui and Fox, inking another Fox, and pass to us. We draw a Maui, which is very much appreciated. We tilt the Lantern, so we play him a little cheaper, and we take out their Maui. That may have been a misplay. I probably could have gone with just the goofy play there, but I didn't want to give up Tremaine without also them losing their Maui, and they would have survived it. So we pass over, they throw down Merlin Rabbit, drawing another card. All of the card draw that ever did was. They ink Maleficent, throw down the Madam Mim Fox, returning the Rabbit to get some more card draw, and they take out a Tremaine, but we do take them out in response. But yeah, their card advantage is looking mighty finer than ours. We play down another Lantern, we do a double tilt to throw down Hades. I take the Rapunzel. I could have taken the Tremaine, would have been a fair choice, but I need some more cards. They've got Be Prepared online. I don't have enough of a hand to think that I could safely combat the amount of cards that they've got, so I choose to take the Rapunzel and hope that I can find an opportunity to play it. They do a bunch of things, pass over to us, we tilt those Lanterns, now we throw down this Goofy. We do quest here with the Hades, even if they want to go into us with Rabbit, at least we take out them too, which yes, does let them draw a card, but doesn't matter, we still want the Rabbit off the field, we don't want it just sitting there questing for free. They play Lady Tremaine, which is annoying, but it's to be expected, and we obviously choose our Goofy as our only character, so we get rid of him. They ink a Teeth and Ambitions, and down comes the Surfer Mini, so not looking great even though we're ahead in lore, but we draw a Mufasa, which is appreciated. We tilt the Lanterns to throw him down, and we throw down the dock. I know I'm potentially playing into Be Prepared here, but this isn't a good situation that I'm in. I really want to be able to try and get off a Rapunzel draw to get more draw off, and hope that I can maybe just aggress my way. Doesn't go very well. They throw down the Maleficent, they get rid of our Mufasa, who finds us a Bodyguard Simba, which is not what we wanted to see, but that's card games. That's the way it's going to be sometimes. They take out that Bodyguard, that Simba with Tremaine, and pass to us. We draw a Tremaine, throw it straight down. We need to get some control over this board. I could have also played Stitch, but I think Tremaine is fine, and we just pass over. We don't sacrifice our dock needlessly. They do choose to Be Prepared, taking out their own board as well, but removing ours, taking us down to 2 cards, and then throwing down an Ursula, which lets them draw, denies us some lore. They ink the Mini, throw down a Rabbit to draw, and pass over to us. So it's tense. It's tense. I wasn't feeling good at this particular moment, but we do find Maleficent, and our double Lantern does allow us to immediately put her down. This is why I think Maleficent at a 4 count is like really good in this deck. Like, it's really not unrealistic. They pass over to us. There's no way I'm giving up my Maleficent Dragon there for no reason. Yeah, I could have quested, but then they would have just taken me out. And yes, I'd have taken them out in return, but I really want to try and get this Rapunzel draw off, so that's why I opted to just sit there and do nothing and pass over to them. They also opted to sit there and do nothing, so clearly no Tremaine or Maleficent in their hand, unless they think I'm running Be Prepared and they just want to play a little bit more reservedly. But yeah, they pass back over to us. We draw a Hades, do a little scout, we tilt those Lanterns, throw down the Hades, and I take the Mufasa. There was an argument to me just taking another Hades there. In fact, yeah, I almost definitely should have done that, although I wouldn't have been able to yeah, let's not get carried away. They throw down a crab. They challenge one of our characters with rabbit, taking them both out and letting them draw. They throw down another rabbit. They've just added every piece of draw that they could need, but that's not unrealistic for Ruby Amethyst, so fair enough. They extend, they ink the Maui, pass over to us. We draw a Stitch, which is a very nice top, because we have a, like, especially with lanterns, we've got more than enough to pay for it. We've got 2 characters, so we're able to draw a couple of cards, and we just pass over to our opponent. We know we're about to lose most of this board, but they should be taking out their characters in return as well. And Mufasa's obviously about to replace himself, so they do challenge him with that crab, give a little boost to their Olaf. Down comes our Rockstar Stitch, which is a nice hit, but again, we should be getting nice hits more often than not in this deck. They throw down Ursula, denying us some lore and drawing a card. They could have challenged my Stitch with Olaf. Oh, that's why they didn't, because they had a Maui to throw down and get rid of it. So, yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, they've got a big wide board that I really need to deal with. We top a Maleficent, which is nice to get. We tilt those lanterns so that we can put them down, get rid of that Ursula. It's the biggest threat on the field. We quest with Surfer Stitch and pass. They throw down a crab. They're going to boost up their Maui, which does give them enough strength to be able to take out our Surfer Stitch. They quest up with everything. They throw down the fox, return the goat to their hand for some additional lore. They throw the goat back down again. If it wasn't for that goat play, I think I might have had a bit more of a chance here, but there you go. They throw down the mini, they pass over to us, we tilt our lanterns to put down another Maleficent, get rid of the mini. It's the most complicated thing to get rid of, even though we are running evasive in this deck. We tilt our Maleficent, taking us to 16 lore, because it's technically game on field, but I know it's not going to be game, because even if they didn't have that Maleficent to blow up my ready one, they would have been able to challenge into my exerted one here and stop me from getting to 20, so it's fair enough. They quest all the way up to 18, and I do challenge this go, but I'm not sure why I did that. I knew it was over. In fact, I shouldn't really... Yeah, I think this was just my last... I shouldn't have done this, really, because I knew there was nothing in my deck that could prevent game. I think it was just because it was my first game of the day. I was like, oh, man, please, surely there's something. But I knew there wasn't, so I really shouldn't have carried on playing here. I should have just tapped out, but there you go. We throw out the well played, and we concede, move into game 2. I do show the entirety of this game too, but that's not the case with every match that you're about to see. Again, I'm not going to be explaining my mulligans throughout this entire thing, otherwise it'll be too many times stopping. Again, see my other Mufasa video for a breakdown of why I made my mulligan choices and things like that. We ink something up, which I missed because I was chatting, like I do. Pass over to them. They throw a Maui into the inkwell. Yeah, sorry. So I am showing just half of this game. I think I just showed the first couple of steps to show my opening hand and to show that they hit their 1-drops. They had a nice start, which again, don't hold against them. I don't know how many 1-drops they're running, but it shouldn't be unrealistic to open with your 1-drop. But yeah, we then move into about turn 6. Both of us with a bit of a board, both of us with a hand, them at 12 lore, me at 8 lore. They challenge our Mother Gothel with their fox, taking us both out. Ink a Maleficent to take them up to 7 and pass over to us. We tilt the lantern, throw down the Tremaine to remove one of these characters. It would have been nice to get a Rapunzel drawer off, but I can't challenge into these evasive minis, so there you go. We quest up with everything, taking us to 11. We ink up with the dock. I value these other pieces far too much. Pass over to them. They throw down Ursula, who was oh so prominent in this tournament, who denies us some lore and lets them draw a card. They quest up to 16, ink their crab, and I think it's pretty much over here. Yeah, I just throw them the well played and concede. Yeah, I did better this time. So round 1, not a great start for me, unfortunately. Ruby Amethyst just did Ruby Amethyst things, so it was a bit disheartening. But you need to get used to it. You need to learn how to lose in this game, and we don't always handle it as gracefully as we would like, but at the end of the day, it's not their fault. Well, it is, they beat us, but if you'd have won, they'd have been in that position. So be humble, be happy, be friendly. Going second for match 2. I think for most of my other games, this is quicker. I don't show this process of... I think I've cut it better. I just show the hand and then I show the mulligan, but nonetheless. So they ink a Flynn Rider and throw down a Flynn Rider. So I immediately was expecting Bucky discard. And something I probably should have mentioned right at the beginning, The reason I chose Mufasa more than anything, partly as well as because I do think it's a very good deck and it's a fun deck, but I would have played Ruby Amethyst. But the night before the tournament, when I was doing some testing, I ran into all the Bucky in the world, like 7 games in a row, and I think I went 2-5 playing Ruby Amethyst. And it was such a prominent deck, like, for that week leading into this tournament, that I was really expecting to see a lot of Bucky, and I didn't think that I always expected that Ruby Amethyst would make some top 8 lists, but I don't know, I didn't fancy the idea of running into a lot of Buckies with Ruby Amethyst, even though yes, you can win, but it just sounded a headache. And I do think this deck has a little bit of a better time against it, personally. So we chose to play Mufasa. So I'm expecting to see a Bucky deck here, even though all of them don't play the 1-drop Flynn Rider, but I've seen some that do, so that's what I was expecting. So we ink up our Rockstar Stitch and just pass. We're always really a passive first couple of turns with this deck. They ink another Flynn Rider and throw down the 2-cost Flynn Rider and quest with their 1-drop. We ink up a Maui, we've got a double in our hand, we throw down the Lantern and pass. Once again, really passive first couple of turns with this deck. They throw down another Flynn Rider, inking a Mickey, so they're playing Ruby Emerald. They quest up with everything available, taking them to 4 and pass to us. We get rid of that Simba. I could have got rid of a Doc as well, but never a bad thing to have 2. We throw down that Doc, pass to them. They throw down the Enchantress, quest up with everything. So, like, again, I'm like, oh my god, it's turn 4 and they're at 9 lore. This is just not going to be my day, is it? We draw a Tremaine. I ink that second Doc that we talked about. We tilt the Lantern and get this Maui down, which is sometimes a really important turn 4 play against aggro. So immediately get rid of one thing, and then we do challenge with Doc, discard a card just to get this Flynn Rider off the board because I need to slow them down. They ink a Minnie Mouse, quest up with everything to 13. And didn't have anything else to do. We draw a Goofy, which I like. Goofy was great in this tournament. But we ink one, we quest with Doc and tilt the Lantern so that we can play our 7-cost Surfer Stitch, drawing 2 cards. We challenge their Enchantress with Maui, who still survives, and we pass. Moves over to them, they play a Mother Knows Best on our Maui. They quest up with Flynn Rider, taking them to 15. They ink a Maui of their own and pass over to us. We draw Rapunzel, we tilt the Lantern and quest with Doc and throw down a Maui of our own. We challenge the Flynn Rider, discarding our spare Goofy. Quest up with Surfer Stitch. And now I'm feeling a little bit better, but I know they can still get to game, and they do throw down a Kuzco, which was annoying, but I've got a Tremaine in my hand, so it's absolutely fine. We tilt the Lantern and the Doc. We throw down the Tremaine. They throw us the Well Played. The only reason I don't throw the Well Played back is because, as far as I'm concerned, this isn't necessarily over. I don't know their whole build. So I hold off for the moment. We pass, they ink a Tink, throw down Minnie. We tilt the Lantern and quest with Doc so we can play another Surfer Stitch. Or maybe we don't. No, we play the Goofy. There you go. Shut up, Baker. We quest with everything to 16, and then they just concede and we move to game 2. Here's another example of me coming in at turn 6. We got into a situation very similar to the first game where they had quested more aggressively than us in the early game, but we had been able to basically wipe all their resources, and we've got a nice board here. But then they get down Belle, and they put down Belle after I played my Maui, and I am forced to challenge into it. So I had to discard my entire hand, but I felt okay with it because now they've got literally nothing. I've at least got a board. Rapunzel would be online because of the Maui. They have a Ray. We quest up with everything, taking us to 12. We throw down that Gothel, and at this point, I'm pretty happy that I can just race them. They do top a Genie, which is a card. They return our Gothel back to our hand. They quest to 12. And pass over to us. We draw the Vicious Cheetah Scar. We do ink the Gothel, so that Scar is online. Do I throw him straight down? I certainly do. Quest with everything up to 17 because they've only got 5 lore on the board, and I win next turn. They draw a Flynn Rider, which just isn't going to cut it, I'm afraid. They throw it away, quest up with everything, and we just go all the way to game. So bringing it to 1-1. So I was feeling a little bit better. Moving into match number 3. They immediately, on their turn 1, ink. This was one of them where I pressed record a little bit late, so I missed what they ink, but they throw down a last cannon. So straight away I'm expecting the Steel Sapphire deck that's been going around, or at least a variant of it, because I don't know if they're all playing last cannons, but this one certainly was. So they play that, they throw over to us, get rid of that Maleficent. It's not going to be online for a while, and I've got a lot of uninkables in my hand. I do choose to play the 1-drop Stitch in this particular instance. I probably shouldn't. I think I had too many uninkables in my hand. But in my head I was like, well, if you're playing that deck, you're probably not playing a character until at least turn 3. So I can probably get a couple of questing off. Plus, as you can see, I've got the Rockstar Stitch in my hand, so I thought I would eventually want to play it anyway. So I did opt to play the Stitch, but I probably shouldn't. I think I've got too many uninkables in my hand. I should have just been more passive and been willing to ink it. But there you go. They ink, pass over to us, we draw a Mufasa, we ink a Goofy, quest up with that Stitch, got nothing else we can play, we don't find the Lantern, which sucks, but that's how it be. They ink Strength of a Raging Fire, and they play the Caterpillar. Very cool. I'm a big fan of the Caterpillar as a character. We ink a Mufasa, which never feels good, but I know I want to play down this mini this turn, and I know that I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be able to play this Rockstar Stitch next turn, so we just accept it. We throw down the mini, and I quest here with Stitch because I'm certain that he's surviving, but I completely forget the ability of Last Cannon that's on the field. I'm just seeing this Last Cannon as a Flavisham food. I'm forgetting what it actually does. So that was a misplay. They throw down the Prince, which put in a shift. They do choose to banish that Last Cannon, boosting their Caterpillar up and taking out our Stitch. So that removes our ability to play the Rockstar, which hurt, but there you go. So we decided to just ink it. We play down Hades just for a turn 4 drop, and it gets us back the Stitch because we desperately need ink. I don't want to ink this Rapunzel. They ink Smash and throw down the Beast. So I'm worrying because I know I can't get rid of this Beast and they're about to refill their hand. We ink a New Dog Stitch that we got back with the Hades and opt to just play down the Goofy. Yep, I do challenge here just to get 2 on it, and because I survived the hit, they draw their 2 cards because of Beast. They play Smash, put 3 damage on Goofy, and then they grab your swords with Beast to finish the job and get rid of our Hades and some nice chip on Mini. They throw down Mouse Armor, which I think is a bit of a tech, but I'm not sure if this is in most builds of this, but you'll have to see it. We do bet down our Rapunzel, being able to heal 2 from our Mini. Yeah, I have a bit of a conversation with myself about what I want to ink here. We do choose to get rid of the Maui, because I'm pretty sure my 2 characters are going to survive the turn, and I just need to draw an inkable next turn, and then I can play the Surfer Stitch. They throw down another Caterpillar, quest with everything to 17, and I forgot the Caterpillar was questing for 3. So at this moment, I'm doing maths in my head, and then I was like, yeah, because I'm doing like, okay, I can do some challenging and I can play Tremaine, and then I was like, oh no, Caterpillar quest for 3, it's game. So I just concede. So we go into game 2, me going first. Yeah, there you go, I'm a bit quicker in my mulligan cuts here. So we do a mulligan, we get rid of the Mother Gothel, we've got 2 in our hands, pass over to them. They ink one of their tragic heroes and throw down a Pawpsicle, letting them draw a card straight away. Pass over to us, we draw Mufasa, we get rid of Goofy. I've not seen any evasive from them. Pass over to them because I've nothing to play. They ink a Judy Hopps and throw down Noi, who's a very annoying card. We ink the Rockstar Stitch, throw down our Doc, which is exactly what we want, so that we've got Maui online for next turn. They ink Prince Eric and they throw down another Prince, which is really annoying, takes away my ability to get rid of this Noi, but I can still ink a Mother Gothel, quest with Doc, and I can still throw down this Maui and get rid of this Prince, and then I can deal with this Noi next turn. So that sounds fine to me. Pass over to them, they ink one of them Caterpillars, throw down their Flavisham, immediately removing the Pawpsicle and letting them draw up to 6 cards. They pass over to us. They don't quest. It would be silly because we would just get rid of them straight away. We do get rid of that Surfer Stitch. I've got the Rapunzel in my hand, which I'm pretty sure I'll be able to draw off of pretty soon. We throw down Tremaine, get rid of one of their characters. We just want to put the pressure on, especially because like I know I'm not seeing Be Prepared, so let's just be aggressive. They ink and they throw down Cogsworth. They don't quest with Flavisham, clearly didn't have an item or chose to play the clock instead. We throw down our Gothel and our Rapunzel. Nice little combo to get a 3-card draw. We ink the Mini. Quest up here. And yeah, so we're at 8-2. They ink another Caterpillar, who did a lot in the first game, but not so much now. They throw down Tinkerbell with their 6 ink, doing some spread damage, and then they sing Grab Your Swords with Cogsworth. But most of my characters survive it, but they are able to get Tremaine off the field by challenging him with Flavisham. We get rid of the clock with our Maui. We challenge into Flavisham with both our characters. I want it gone. I don't want them being able to just throw down an item next turn and draw some more cards. We ink the Simba. And yeah, throw down this Hades. I choose to get the Maui. I could have got the Tremaine, but yeah, so I wanted to know that I can definitely get rid of this Tinkerbell if they just threw down another character next turn. So that's why I opted to get the Maui. But they challenge, put their puny pirate damage on my Hades, and throw down the Beast and the last cannon. But this is fine because we are able to ink whatever that was. I think it was Mufasa. We throw down Maleficent, just pop the Beast off the field, and pass. I know I'm losing my dock this turn, and I expect that they would do the puny pirate damage, but instead they opted to just play Let It Go on our dragon, putting it in our inkwell and pass over to us. I choose to play down both Maui and Mufasa. You've got to bear in mind this whole game, I'm waiting for the whole new world. That's why I'm being quite aggressive with my hand as well. So I throw down both characters, pass over to them. They go into our dock with Tinkerbell, put their puny pirate damage on my Maui. But I'm well ahead in lore, and I've got a nice field. We throw down this Queen of Hearts because there's only 2 damage left on this Tinkerbell, so let's just get it out of here. Throw down the Hades, who was absolutely the right play to play instead of Snow White, 100%. Get ourselves another Hades so we can just loop them. Quest up with Mufasa and pass. They ink a Cogsworth. They throw down a Hades, which is annoying because it obviously means that our Mufasa ability doesn't pop off. They quest up with everything to 4 and pass to us. We draw another Hades, throw one of them down. Get ourselves a Rapunzel. Hopefully I play this right. Thankfully I do. We challenge into the Flavisham first to get that extra damage on the Maui before throwing down Rapunzel, getting our 3-card draw. We challenge into the Prince Eric to get him off the field, and we survive the hit. We throw down our Lantern with the last of our ink and pass. So we've got a nice wide board here. They throw down Tinkerbell, doing their spread damage, which takes Hades off the field. Throw down another last cannon and pass to us. We draw a Tremaine, which is a really nice top. Taking either of these characters off the field is good. So they choose to get rid of the Tinkerbell. We quest up with Hades and Rapunzel, taking us to 17. Throw down the Goofy, and at this point, I'm pretty sure it's game. I'm not sure what they can do. They throw down another Tinkerbell, doing some spread and removing one of our characters. They challenge into Rapunzel and banishing her. Pass over to us, and yeah, they immediately concede. So we move into game 2, another situation where I've started off a little bit through the game. As you can see, they're at 11 lore to my 2. Once again, the Caterpillars putting in a lot of work. But they have a bit of a board, and where there's a Flavisham, there's a way, because they could only need to play an item and quest and they get some more draw. But I've got another respectable field. I've got 2 Lanterns. I've got a Hades, a Rapunzel, and a Dock, which is not a terrible hand at all. They play a Grab Your Swords, getting rid of Dock and Gothel and putting 2 Chip onto Surfer Stitch. They quest with Caterpillar, taking them to 14 and Flavisham to 15. We top the new dog. We challenge into the Caterpillar, which we survive. We tilt both of our Lanterns. Little look at the discard there. We do play the Rapunzel, get our 3-card draw off, getting us a Tremaine, a Surfer Stitch, a Rockstar Stitch, and a Maui. We do play that Maui by inking up to 5, get rid of the Flavisham, take away their ability to just play an item and then draw cards next turn. They top, they throw down a clock, and that's all they've got, and we are able to just tilt our Lanterns, throw down Lady Tremaine, which obviously gets around the ward ability, quest ourselves, and start questing ourselves to get back into the game now that we've got such heavy field and just overall card control. We throw down the Dock as well to be a little greedy. Again, there's no Be Prepared, so there's no reason why not. They throw down another clock. We tilt both of our Lanterns. We just extend even more. Again, I'm well in the lead in terms of board state, but they're still at 15 lore, and I know they're about to go to 17, so I still need to be careful. So we just extend, so that no matter what they do, I can have game as soon as possible. They ink Tinkerbell, quest with Cogsworth, and immediately concede. So we managed to get a dub, and we are 2-1. I think I said at the beginning that it was round 3 that I've skipped, the game where Ruby Amethyst just destroyed me. I think that's wrong. I think it was actually round 4, because I do remember being 2 wins, 1 loss going into round 4. So yeah, that was the one that we've skipped. So at this point, I'm now 2-2 after being destroyed by Ruby Amethyst. Don't worry, you'll see other games against Ruby Amethyst in this video. So we're now moving on to round 5. So yeah, let's make a start. We're going second for this game. I went second for like the first half of the tournament. So we do a nice mulligan of the characters that we don't want to see just yet, Maleficents and things like that. We pass over, they start, should I say, we didn't pass. They ink a Be Our Guest and throw down Cinderella. So immediately I'm thinking, okay, steal Amber Songs. We ink a Goofy. They pass over to them, they ink a Benja and throw down the New Dog Stitch and a second Ballroom Sensation Cinderella. So they're being very aggressive straight away, so I'm already calling that they've got the whole new world. We ink a Rapunzel, and again, you've got to bear that in mind as I make these choices, that I'm sure a whole new world is coming by turn 5. So I do opt to play down the New Dog Stitch, even though it opens them up to being able to play Strength for a Rage, Storm Rage on and draw a card off of it. But again, you've got to expect the turn 5 or potentially sooner than that, a whole new world. So we just need to be aggressive. So they play down a Simba. Bodyguard Simba, quest with 2 characters, and then they play Strength for a Raging Fire to get our new dog off the field. Pass over to us, we draw Gothel. We ink a Mufasa, which never feels good, but I know I want to play this Surfer Mini right now. I know that if they don't play Whole New World, I'm going to need this Rapunzel. And I might need to use it with the Mother Gothel in my hand. And I know I'm going to need this Maui because I've got a nice big board, and I'm going to need to be able to respond to it to start pulling my way back into the game. So it never feels good to ink Mufasa, but in this circumstance, I think the board state needed it. We throw down that mini. Pass over to them, they ink and they play the last card in their hand, Rockstar Stitch. So they have played all their resources out to the board. So I was actually feeling alright at this point, because although they've got the more dominant board and they're obviously at 9 lore, I was like, okay, well, as long as you don't top the Whole New World, I feel like I can win my way back into this. So they pass over to us. We do ink that Mother Gothel. We just don't have a whole lot of choice. We tilt the lantern, throw down that Maui, taking out the Bodyguard Simba, which is annoying. Bodyguard Simba still really, really strong, guys. Puts in an absolute shift. Quest with Mini to take us to 2. They quest with everything. Except for one of their Ballroom Sensation Cinderellas. We throw down the Rapunzel to heal Maui. I should have challenged first. That was a misplay. That was definitely a misplay. But we take out one of their characters, ink the Doc, and throw down the new dog. Because again, I'm still expecting a Whole New World at any moment, and they're so far ahead of us in lore, I need to be aggressive. They managed to find a Cinderella, Stout-Hearted, and play that down, which hurt, but there you go, it's going to happen sometimes. We throw down the Lady Tremaine, so it was really clever of them to not quest with Ballroom Sensation Cinderella there, otherwise this would have been just over. I would have challenged into that Cinderella, and then Tremaine would have got rid of this Stout-Hearted, so well done to them for making the right play there. But yeah, we challenge into Stout-Hearted, who does survive the hit because of that resist 2. We quest up with everything. I ink the mini. I know I need to have things like Maleficent open to me as soon as possible, or Surfer Stitch. They quest a 19, and unfortunately it's just over. I felt really disheartened by this. I felt like I didn't know exactly what happened here. I mean, I do, but yeah, I felt like this one really ran away from me, because I was quite happy with the board state, the fact that they played everything out, and I feel like I had the cards to do it. But then it was just that Stout-Hearted Cinderella off the top that just really threw me. But it's going to happen sometimes. There are games where I top the right card at the right time, so you can't hold it against people. So I just throw them the well played, and yeah, we move on to game 2. I go first for this game, do a mulligan, and not the greatest mulligan. At least we see a Doc, and we do have a Gothel, so if we can find a Rapunzel, that's nice. Pass over to them. They ink a Big Tink. They throw down the Ballroom Sensation Cinderella and pass to us. We ink that new dog. Yeah, and play down the Simba, because again, I'm expecting the Whole New World at any moment, so let's just play down as much as we can and be able to respond to your board. They ink a Giant Tink and throw down another Simba, definitely the MVP for them in this match, really kept me at bay. We ink that Maleficent, we throw down our Doc. I do choose to quest with Simba because I need to be in the game and I'm not expecting them to be able to take me out. They play Be Our Guest, or sing Be Our Guest with Simba, finding themselves an Ariel. They ink a Tragic Hero Beast. They play that Ariel, finding themselves another Be Our Guest, and then they play Strength for a Raging Fire to take out our Doc, which was absolutely the right decision. Someone that respects the Doc. We love to see it, even though I hated to see it at the time. We ink a Mother Gothel. I've not got a whole lot going on, unfortunately. The cards just haven't been great to me. I really needed a Maui. Yeah, although I wouldn't have been able to play it on that turn anyway. So, yeah, I think this just ran away from me. They throw down the Gaston, Baritone Bully, and play a Grab Your Swords, which puts some chip on Simba and removing our Hades. We get another Bodyguard Simba off the top. Again, not what I wanted to see. I really needed to find a Maui. Even I'm not sure it would have definitely helped. Well, it would have definitely helped. I don't know if it would have changed things, but yeah, not the strongest cards from me for draws from me at the beginning. They ink a Tragic Hero Beast and play down the Stout-Hearted, and they do play the Whole New World, which, yes, I get a refreshed hand, but at this point I'm like, oh no, you're just going to do the Solitaire thing now, and all you need to do is get down a Flute. Yeah, I wasn't feeling great, but I was like, okay, there's a Maui in my hand. I would feel a lot better if I'd managed to get down Lantern. That would have made me feel a lot better about it. But yeah, I didn't like my chances now that they've got a wheel off and they've got a board with a couple of singers. But we finally get down our Maui. We take out the Simba, but I still can't get rid of their Ariel, unfortunately. Quest up with Simba, throw down the new dog, and now they do find the Sleepy's Flute. They play Be Our Guest, finding themselves another Ariel. They throw down the new dog Stitch. They ink another Ballroom Sensation Cinderella. They tilt the Sleepy's Flute for a lore. Take out our Simba with their Ariel. Take out our Maui with their Gaston, which also takes them out in return. But yeah, their board is just really strong. They quest with Stout-Hearted. We challenge into Ariel to take them out. And yeah, I could have gone Tremaine, but I think it would have been a waste. I'd much prefer the... I think at this point in my head, I was like, I need to hit Maleficent with Mufasa. I think that was my win con. Or at least my get back in the game con. But they shift into a Rockstar Stitch. They ink a Simba. I think it was a Simba. Throw down another Ariel. Find themselves a Storm Rage on. They quest with everything up to 13. They tilt the Flutes to take them to 13. And yeah, it's just not looking good. I challenge into the Stitch because this needs to be Maleficent or it's just over as far as I'm concerned. But unfortunately, we'll find the Rapunzel. I do give them the well play because they've got 7. Yeah, they've got 7. They can quest for 7 here. And yes, I can play the Tremaine, but they just get rid of Ariel, and then all they need is a song. I think, yeah, I'm 99% sure this game was over. So unfortunately, we get 2-0 by Steel Amber Songs, and I just felt like it ran away with me, really. Yeah, I don't really know what happened, but what I will say is my opponent was really, really lovely. When we started the game, they were bless them, they were really excited. They were a viewer of my channel, and they were like, "Oh my god, I'm really excited! I get to play you. I'm a big got lots of lovely things." And it still kind of blows my mind, to be honest, that there are people out there that might feel that way. That anxiety angel on my shoulder just keeps telling me it's not real, and you know what I mean. I'm not the most confident person in the world, so it was very sweet. But then they added as an extra comment that they just recently started a YouTube channel, and they asked very politely if I would mind checking out their channel, and I did indeed check out their channel. And I'm going to take a moment right here, right now, to show you what I think is one of potentially the best YouTube pieces of intro music that I have ever heard. Apparently they did it themselves. They were telling me that they're a musician, and they did it themselves, and I'm really, really impressed. Let's have a listen with me.
Hey there, Lorcana lovers. My name's Lizard.
Hey, Lizard.
I'm excited to talk to you.
I'm excited to see your video, my friend. I'm a subscribe. Go and subscribe to Lorcana Lizard for being a nice person and to support a brand new YouTuber. Let's listen to that one more time. Lizard, if you copyright strike me for showing this, I will not be happy. La 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 la. Lizard. Yeah, he's a lizard. Yeah, he's a lizard. Yeah, he's a lizard. Absolutely love it. Go and show Lorcana Lizard some love. Anyway, moving on now to game 6. So at this point, I'm 2-3. Not feeling particularly great about my life. But we move into game 6. We're going first. We do our mulligan. Again, not a great hand. Any hand where I don't see Dock or Lantern, I immediately kind of give up 50% there. But we ink the Gothel, pass over to them. It is Ruby Amethyst. They ink Crab. We ink one of our Surfer Minis, throw down a Simba. They weren't able to find their 1-drop, which suits me. They ink a Maleficent, pass to us. We ink and throw down a Stylish Surfer Mini, questing up with our Simba. They ink their Madam Mim Snake and throw down a mini of their own. We ink away the new dog, quest with everything, and just pass. I don't see a need to extend here, especially because I'm the whole time you've got to be ready for that Be Prepared, even though they're only a couple of turns away from it, because I've got no draw in my hand. They do some drawing, they do some Sorcerer's Spellbook. We ink up to 5, get the Mufasa down. We want that down before turn 7 100% of the time. They ink a Maleficent, draw and play down a Merlin Rabbit, which lets them draw a card. They pay 1 ink to tilt the spellbook, quest with mini to 4 and pass to us. We throw away our Mother Gothel into the inkwell. We quest up with everything. I'm just being aggressive as I can. This is how you need to play against Ruby Amethyst. Just aggression, aggression, aggression. We throw down the Tremaine, get rid of that rabbit, because again, they can't play Be Prepared next turn, so let's just get as close to game as possible, because the longer it goes, the harder it's going to get. And again, they can be prepared on a turn where we are 1 or 2 from game, and Mufasa can find us that piece we need to just win. So just aggressive. They play down the goat. They do a whole bunch of questing and Sorcerer's Spellbook stuff. We quest with everything, taking us to 19. We throw away a Maui because I want things like Maleficent open to be soon. They throw down a Maui of their own. They challenge into our Simba with the goat. They obviously survive it. They take out our Tremaine with their Maui. They ink a Maleficent. Take out our Surfer, but they challenge into our Stylish Surfer Mini with theirs, and then use a Tiefan Ambitions to do last bit of damage, pass over to us, and we just quest up with Mufasa. I don't know if they didn't realise that we had game, or maybe they were playing to their outs, which was me not questing and forgetting that I had game, and instead just challenging into one of their characters. Always play to your outs, I guess. But yeah, we pick up a nice early victory, just being really aggressive against Ruby Amethyst, and then coming in now on, I think this is their turn 7. I don't think they've inked yet. It might be turn 6. But yeah, at this point in the game, we've been aggressive quicker than them, so we're at 8 lore to their 2. Pretty equal hand sizes. I finally managed to get down a Lantern, and we always like to see a Mufasa on the field. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is their turn 6 or 7. They quest with Maleficent. They ink Merlin Red Crab. It is their turn 7. And they play the Be Prepared. But we've got a big hand, so we really don't care that much. And Mufasa gets a hit, a fine hit onto Rockstar Stitch. We draw a card, we throw down our second Lantern, tilt them both to get another Mufasa down on the board. Just, this is how you need to play against Ruby Amethyst, just as aggressively as you can. We ink up to 7 because I've got 2 Lanterns down and I want Maleficent online. They throw away their goats, taking them to 8 ink, and they have the second Be Prepared. Fair enough, get rid of our... and we find another Rockstar Stitch, which is a good hit. Off of that Mufasa. We tilt both of the Lanterns. Now we throw down a Goofy, even though this feels less safe because I don't have a Mufasa, and if they do have the third Be Prepared, which, lo and behold, they do, and wipes our board. But we've still got a hand, and they don't have a whole lot going on. We tilt our Lanterns. I do opt to play the Goofy. Yeah, because, like... if they have Tremaine, at least keeping Stitch means that I have the ability to draw into monsters and 1-drops and get some Adoring Fans off. And they do indeed have the Tremaine, making us remove our own character. They throw down their Stylish Surfer Mini. We tilt both of our Lanterns and throw down our own Tremaine. They choose to get rid of their Stylish Surfer, which... I don't know what's in their hand, so I'm not going to judge. But yeah, pass over to them. And they have the 4th Be Prepared. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, they have only got 1 card left in their hand, and we've got a nice hand. Well, we have cards, and like Maleficent's online. And because they've played the 4th Be Prepared, I can just extend here. They do find a Tremaine. We just get rid of our Queen of Hearts. Better to keep the new dog Stitch, because it opens me up to drawing another Rockstar Stitch next turn, and then just playing it, and I'd have game, because I'd have 6 lore on board. But they Tiefan Ambitions to get rid of that Stitch. Pass over to us. We tilt our Lanterns to throw down the Maleficent, get rid of the Tremaine, quest up to 17, and they throw us the Well Played, and of course we return it. And yeah, that's that was a dub. So at this point I'm now 3-3. So okay, get your head back in the game, Baker. You could potentially go 6-3. Who knows? We go first finally. I think this was the first match where I actually went first. We ink a Maleficent. We've got a lantern in our hand, which we love to see. I miss what they ink there. We ink a Queen of Hearts. I think this is Ruby Amethyst, I'm pretty sure again. We throw down our lantern. Yeah, it is. They miss their 1-drop, which they get it more often than not. So I'm happy for a couple of games for them to miss it. We throw away one of our Mauis. They get rid of a crab, throw down their Maleficent, letting them draw a card. Pass over to us. Even though they've had to slow a couple of turns, it's not the end of the world for them because, again, they've got access to be prepared. They've got all this draw. They have all the. But you can miss your 1-drop and still come back. But yeah, that's why I just want to be as aggressive as possible. We tilt the lantern, throw down the Maui to take out Maleficent. Quest up with Mufasa. Let's do as much as we can before we open up their Be Prepared. Pass over to them. They draw. They ink the Olaf. They take out Mufasa, but that takes out the goat in return, but that still gives them a lore. And we get a Goofy off the top, which is not bad. We will absolutely take those. They throw down an Olaf and a Sorcerer's Spellbook. And they tilt that book straight away by playing 1, taking them up to 3. We tilt our lantern, throw down Hades, get back our Mufasa. We ink Doc. There was an argument to playing Doc there. But I think I wanted to hold the Gothel for if I drew Rapunzel, because obviously I don't have a lot of cards in my hand, and Maui's important for responding to big things, and I know I wanted to play this Goofy, so it was just the best of a bad situation in terms of Inkables. So we play the Mufasa, we quest up with Goofy and Hades, pass over to them, they throw down Yzma, and they actually throw back our Mufasa to get that off the board, letting us draw 2 cards, so fair enough. They quest up with everything, taking them to 7. We take out their Olaf with our Maui, who still survives the hit. We take out Stylish Surfer Mini, which is one of the other things that Goofy benefits in this deck, that he can deal with the Stylish Surfer, as well as just being a good hit off of Mufasa. That opens us up as well to throw down the Tremaine to get rid of their last character. They ink the Teeth and Ambitions, and they have the Be Prepared. Fair enough. They tilt the Sorcerer's Spellbook. We throw down a second lantern. We tilt both of them, throw down our Mufasa, ink up to 7 because we want Mufasa on. We want Maleficent online, and I do choose to play the Gothel here because I want to take away Tremaine just being a stronger play. Even though like Mufasa going to the being banished is good because you get the top card of your deck on the field, but still, like, let's take away their options a little bit. Like, if Mufasa can sit there and quest a bit, then even better. So we draw, we play down Simba, quest up with everything, pass over to them, they quest up to 12, they tilt the Spellbook, taking them to 13, and they don't have the Be Prepared, but they do throw down the Merlin Goat. They tilt the Spellbook, taking them to 15. We get rid of that Merlin. Yeah, I think I just mathed wrong here because this is already game at this point. I'm playing further than I need to be. Because obviously they've got 4 lore just courtesy of the character in the spell books, and the goat leaving the field gives them another one. So yeah, I throw them the well played. Noticed a little bit too late that they already had game, and we move into our next game. Went first, obviously, because I lost the first game. Do a mulligan. Throw away one of these 3 Stylish Surfer Minis and pass. They do find their 1-drop this time. It's fair. It's more than fair. It should be happening a good amount of time. We get rid of another one of these Stylish Surfer Minis. Throw down our Lantern. They ink an Olaf. Quest up with their Mini. Return the Mini to their hand with the Snake. Doing Ruby Amethyst bounce things. We top a Mother Gothel. We get rid of the Surfer Stitch, which doesn't feel great, to be honest. But Rapunzel plus Gothel will be online before Surfer Stitch. So we pass, they play down Mini, they quest with Madam Mim, pass over to us, we ink a Mother Gothel, quest up with, throw down a Mufasa and quest with Stylish Surfer Mini, pass over to them, they ink a Madam Mim Fox, throw down another Stylish Surfer Mini, quest up with all their characters to 5, pass over to us, we opt to just challenge into their Snake, we need to slow them down, and we do get a nice hit here, getting the Hades, being able to immediately return this Mufasa to our hand. We ink that Mother Gothel, tilt our Lantern so that we can throw down Tremaine. These minis are going to be annoying until I get rid of them, and they're still at least 2 turns for them Be Prepared after inking there. They ink a Maleficent, quest up to 7, throw down a Madam Mim Snake just to get it on the board. They just want to keep their board presence and try and like be aggressive the same as us. Throw the Mini back down, pass to us. We are just aggressive. We tilt the Lantern, we throw down another Tremaine. They choose to get rid of their Snake. Quest our way up to 9. They ink a Mini. Always classy, and they quest with their Stylish Surfer, so couldn't have had a whole lot going on. We quest with everything up to 16. We ink the Dock. Want to get up to Maleficent access. even though we don't have the Maleficent, but you got to think of it in the long game, and having Surfer Stitch online is important as well. They throw down a spell book, and then they just concede, so we do end up going to a game 3. Here's another situation where I've brought us in about halfway through. They are 8 lore to my 0, so they were able to, I think they had a perfect start again with their 1-drop and all that, but we do have them out, have a Lantern down, and as you can see there's a Mufasa on the board. We'd obviously managed to get a Rapunzel draw off, so our hand size is the same size. We get down a Tremaine to get rid of that Ursula. Quest with everything, with Mufasa to go to 2, and they do have the Be Prepared. Fair enough. Our Mufasa summons a Surfer Mini from the top of the deck. They ink a Teeth and Ambitions. We opt to just play down Mufasa, quest up. I don't feel the need to ink here. I could have to get this Maleficent online, but I also value this Maui at this particular point in time. They throw down a rabbit, letting them draw. They ink a Always Classy Mini, throw down their snake to return the rabbit and draw another card. Ruby, Amethyst things. We quest with everything to 8 and just hold. I don't want to give up this Tremaine, especially with Be Prepared's online, and they keep always having them, so I'm expecting them to have it. We do the move that you just saw because I wasn't paying enough attention, and then they Be Prepared once again. They throw down the Stylish Surfer Mini. We tilt our Lantern, throw down the Tremaine, get rid of that Surfer Mini. At this point, I do ink the Maui because I've got 2 Maleficents in my hand, and they're both online now because of the Lanterns. They play down a rabbit, letting them draw. Then they play down a Tremaine, forcing us to get rid of ours, but not the end of the world. They don't have a whole lot of cards going on, and we're able to tilt the Lantern, throw down the Monstrous Dragon to get rid of that Tremaine, but it's by no means over. We're equal lore, and you know how quickly their deck can pop off in terms of drawing. So just some friends on the other side and some bounce stuff. They do indeed find their Maleficent and get rid of ours. They quest with the rabbit to 9, throw away the Teeth and Ambitions as ink. We tilt the Lantern, throw our second Monstrous Dragon down to get rid of theirs. Pass over. They throw down a Stylish Surfer Mini. They quest with their rabbit, and then they also throw down the Always Classy, which I get that they wanted to just race me and just quest as much as they can. But honestly, I don't think I'd have done that, because now I know they're not holding Be Prepared, and I've got 8 ink and 3 cards in my hand, and this just gave that just gave me completely free reign to just extend. Again, you've also got to take into account they could top it, but that's less likely. It's more likely that they're holding it. Well, I don't know if that's true mathematically, but you get my point. At least I eliminate the possibility that they're already holding it, now that I know they need to top it to have it. So because they choose to do that, I know I can be really aggressive. Throw down the Scar, get rid of one of their characters, re-ready. We just choose to quest up. I just want to race them now. They throw down a second Stylish Surfer Mini. Quest up with everything, taking them to 13, and then they throw down an Olaf. We get rid of that Always Classy Mini with our Scar and re-ready. We tilt the Lantern, throw down the Tremaine. Obviously, they're only going to get rid of the Olaf, but at this point, I'm fairly happy that I'm going to race them. So I throw down the dock, I quest to 12. They throw down a Maleficent, which lets them draw, and they find a goat off of it, which was really annoying. They quest themselves up to 18, but I have game. It's 12, 2, 4. Yeah, I take a minute here, I think, to do some maths. Yeah, I have game. Yeah, that's literally the conversation, and we're able to pick up that dub. So now we are 4-3. Going into round 8, we do our mulligan. We see the Lantern, which we love to see, and it is another Ruby Amethyst. But I think these are important games to show. But again, timestamps, skip to the next one if you're fed up seeing games against Ruby Amethyst. But yeah. They do their 1-drop thing. They ink. They throw down the 1-drop, get back the 1-drop because of their snake. Pass over to us. We get rid of our Rockstar Stitch. Throw down the Lantern. They ink an Always Classy Mini. Quest up with Madam Mim Snake. Throw down a Sorcerer's Spellbook. They can't pay for it yet. We ink a Bodyguard Simba. Throw down an a Stylish Surfer. I keep saying Always Classy, talking about the 1-drop and getting myself all sorts of confused. They ink a Madam Mim Snake. Quest with the 1 on their board. They sing Be Prepared. No, I think I think they sang Be Prepared. Sang Friends on the Other Side with Snake and tilted the spell book to gain a lore, I think. But they pass over to us. We throw down Maui to get rid of that Snake. Quest with Stylish Surfer Mini to 2. Pass over to 2. Pass over to them. They play Maleficent, which lets them draw a card. They ink the Monstrous Dragon version of Maleficent and tilt the spell book, taking them to 5. We throw down a second Lantern. We tilt them both. Throw down our Rapunzel, healing up Maui to get a lovely 3-card draw. We ink up to 5, courtesy of Mother Gothel. Quest with the Stylish Surfer Mini and pass over to them. They quest with Maleficent. They throw down a rabbit, letting them draw a card. They ink that Teeth and Ambitions and tilt the spell book and paying 1 to take them to 7 and pass to us. We tilt both our spell books. I know they could potentially have Be Prepared, but I need to make them play it. And again, I've got a big hand here and I get an even bigger one by playing Surfer Stitch. So absolutely worth. We quest with everything that we can. Ink the Goofy, pass over to them. They ink an Always Classy Mini. They quest with Merlin Rabbit. And there's the Be Prepared every single time, man. But there you go. They get a draw off of their rabbit, pass over to us. We tilt both our lanterns, throw down a Mufasa. We ink a Rockstar Stitch and we extend a bit more, throwing down the Hades and letting us bring the Surfer Stitch back to our hand, saying if you don't have Tremaine or Be Prepared or any sort of removal, then I get to draw 2 next turn. They are able to play down Stylish Surfer Mini and play the Teeth and Ambitions to get rid of our Hades. We throw down the third Lantern, tilt all 3 of them to throw down Lady Tremaine, only paying 3 for it, removing their Surfer Mini, and we quest up with Mufasa. Pass to them, they play down a Tremaine. I do opt to get rid of Mufasa here because I know he's about to replace himself, so I think I might as well do that rather than give up the Tremaine, because this allows me to have better tempo and quest more this turn. So we draw, we tilt all the lanterns, we throw down the Surfer Stitch, drawing ourselves another 2 cards, obviously after also questing with Doc. We throw down another Doc. They challenge in, so immediately I'm like, okay, you don't have Be Prepared. Thank Arceus. They tilt the spell book, throw down a Maui to take out our Tremaine and pass over to us. We draw a Hades. We tilt 2 lanterns so that we can throw down the Queen just to get that Tremaine off the board. Quest ourselves to 18. We tilt another lantern to throw down a Mufasa, and we throw down a Hades as well and get back another Mufasa. And I'm literally saying, have Be Prepared or I win. They play Friends on the Other Side by singing it, and then they play the Be Prepared. So they do have it, but we get the we get the Rapunzel off the top, which means that we now have game. And again, most of this deck is 2 quests or more, so your odds for this are really high. So we're able to pick up a dub game 1. Moving into game 2. Sorry if it seems like they're weird cuts, but I'm stopping at times to breathe. Breathing is important, right? So yeah, we move into game 2. Once again, I'm showing you from turn 6. I am challenging into their Maleficent with my Mufasa because I survive it and I want to slow them down. We play down a Tremaine, get rid of that rabbit. I don't think this was a good play from me to play into the Be Prepared. Oh yeah, but it's because I've got 2 Mufasas here, so I'm like, okay, play Be Prepared next turn, then it's all you're doing. You won't even be able to tilt the spell book, and then I instantly get 2 characters off of the Mufasa. They do obviously have to Be Prepared. We get a Hades off the first Mufasa, which is really nice. I'm considering here if I want to take the Tremaine, but I decide no, let's just take Mufasa and be aggressive, and the other one hits a Rockstar Stitch, which is a nice hit. They pass over to us, we tilt the lantern, throw down a Surfer Stitch, drawing us 2 cards. We quest up to 14, ink that Mother Gothel. I want access to Maleficent for when I draw it, hopefully. Pass over to them, they ink, they pay 1 with Sorcerer's Spellbook, and they have another Be Prepared. Pass over to us, we do draw that Monstrous Dragon at last. We ink the Stylish Surfer Mini, throw down a Mufasa and a Hades to get back another Mufasa. We'd just be looping. I probably should have got back another Hades with that Hades, but I didn't. They play down Tremaine, we choose to get rid of our Hades. They play down a Snake, which lets them return the Tremaine so they can recycle it. Good play from them. We tilt the lantern, we throw down another Mufasa. We also throw down the Stitch so that that Tremaine coming down won't force us to get rid of a Mufasa. They challenge into our Mufasa with their Snake. We hit a new dog, which isn't a great hit, but then they play down Tremaine and we're able to use that new dog as the cost. They play the spell book, pass over to us. We ink up to the quest up to 19 and throw down Goofy. And at this point, I'm like, this is again, they could have done something. Yeah, if they had another Be Prepared here, which I think they do they? No. Finally, they did not have another Be Prepared. They opt instead to play the Ursula. And they throw us the well played, because it is indeed a GG, and they even let us quest it out. And yeah, so we're able to bring home another dub, and now we are 5-3. So not bad. Moving into the final game of this video. My clock says 1 hour and 6, but I think it's going to be just under that because I've done a few pauses. Yeah, this is the last game. So we ink, last match that I say. We ink Stylish Surfer Mini, pass over to them, and they play down Pawpsicle after inking Tinkerbell. So I am once again playing the Sapphire Steel deck that be going around. We ink, we don't have a Lantern, which didn't fill me with confidence. They throw down a Prince Eric. We ink a Simba and get a Surfer Mini on the field. They ink a Belle, throw down a Detective Mickey, which lets them obviously funnel their ink. They quest up with Eric, pass over to us. We ink the Rockstar Stitch, throw down a Doc, opening us up to a turn 5 Tremaine. They play Smash to get rid of the Stylish Surfer Mini. I think that was another Belle they just inked there. They quest themselves up to 3. We top a Queen of Hearts, which is straight into the inkwell. We quest with Doc, lowering the cost of Tremaine. They choose to get rid of the Mickey. And again, once again, I'm playing this whole thing like, okay, when's the whole new world coming? Let's just play our hand out as much as possible. They ink a Knight in Training Cinderella. They throw down a Beast Tragic Hero, but we are able to challenge into that Prince Eric, ink up to 6, and throw down a Tremaine. So we really upset their tempo by removing that Beast. Pass over to them. They throw down Tinkerbell, who does her sprinkle thing. Sprinkle Fang. We throw down a Lantern, we tilt it, we play down the Rapunzel, getting us a 2-card draw, which is better than a slap in the face. We quest with everything up to 8. They pay for Grab Your Swords manually, do some sprinkle damage, and then obviously challenge in with Tinkerbell, who banishes, and then the Puny Pirate takes out our second Lady Tremaine. They then opt to play another Pawpsicle, and they use one of those Pawpsicles to heal their Tinkerbell up to 1. We play down a Hades to get ourselves back a Lady Tremaine. We can't play it yet, so we opt to just play the Goofy. Again, I don't need to worry about Be Prepared. Obviously, Grab Your Swords is a thing. They throw down a Hades and get rid of our Goofy, which probably would have been an annoying card for them to deal with. They quest up to 5. We tilt our Lantern, throw down our Rapunzel to get a nice 2-draw, find ourselves a Mufasa and a Simba. We double challenge here just to get that off the field, and then opening us up to play down Lady Tremaine and force remove the Hades. So I'm feeling pretty good at this point in the game. They're able to find another Hades, getting rid of our Lady Tremaine. We find an Infernal Schemer. No, this is Lord of the Underworld. The blue one's the Infernal Schemer. We get back a Tremaine. Nice little cycle there. We're able to just keep reusing this Tremaine, get rid of their only character. We quest up to 12. They do find a Grab Your Swords, which takes out 2 of our characters. They throw down a Prince Eric. They've not been able to find the wheel. We quest with everything up to 16. We tilt the Lantern, and we just play down everything, because I've pretty much got them at this point, and they do indeed concede, and they recognise that we've got the game. I am showing the entirety of the game too. Do a little mulligan. Sorry, stop to breathe again. They ink a Flaversham, pass over to us. We draw a new dog. We ink that Doc. We do opt to throw down that Stitch. Again, I'm assuming a whole new world all the time. They ink a Cogsworth, play down the Knight in Training, discarding a card. And we see a whole new world, so at this point I'm like, okay, there's another whole new world in your hand, 100%. We ink a Goofy, play down that Mother Gothel again. If I'm confirmed that they've, or as good as confirmed they've got a whole new world, then we might as well. They ink one of their Fishbone Quills and play a Fishbone Quill, and doing all the things that say to me, yeah, you're wheeling next turn. So we ink, we managed to get down our Doc, which I'm glad we managed to get down. Pass over to them. They ink Judy Hopps, and they choose to instead shift into the Cinderella. But they could have sung Whole New World there, but they instead opt to challenge. So I was like, okay, maybe you don't have it. We quest with Doc, lowering the cost of Mufasa and throw him on the board. They play Smash on our Doc, respecting the Doc. They quest up to 3, throw down Prince Eric and pass to us. We draw a Bodyguard Simba, who we immediately ink. Throw down the second Mufasa again. I'm expecting the wheel. I'm certain that card in their hand is wheel, even though they didn't play it last turn. They play a Fire the Cannons, getting rid of our new dog. They opt to challenge into Mufasa. Obviously, they only take 2 damage because of the resist 2. In fact, they should take less damage than that, shouldn't they? Don't know. I don't get too distracted or we'll end up stopping. But yeah, we play down Lady Tremaine, we get rid of that Prince Eric that they wisely kept readied, we quest with everything to 11. Again, I'm just racing them. Like, that is, like, we are an aggro deck. They throw down the Cogsworth, challenge into Mufasa, who finds us a Goofy, which is perfectly good enough for me. We do manage to find a Rapunzel. We throw down the Lantern. Unfortunately, I'm not able to challenge into anything and survive it, so I can't get the Rapunzel off, but I opt to play it anyway, just because I'm pretty sure I've got game here. We pass over to them. They challenge into Tremaine with their Stout-Hearted, remove it from the field. They take out the Queen of Hearts with Cogsworth, but indeed I do have game, courtesy of having put down that second character. So we are able to finish with a 6-3 score. So yeah, bit of a rocky, bad couple of early games, but the later part of the tournament went really well for us. I think I found my groove a lot more. Shout out to Breezy and the good Emperor. But yeah, I was really proud of my run. Obviously, it would have been great to get that one extra win and get a top 32 and get myself a promo. But I'm still really proud of how I did. I needed it, to be honest. The only tournament I've played, proper tournament, Lorcana tournament I've played with real cardboard, was a winner box event in London a few weeks ago, and I choked, man, like hard choked. Played Ruby Amethyst and just missed my Ron drops every single... Anyway, don't matter, I'm not going to get into it. I was really glad to have a good run here. I think I mostly played pretty well. A massive shout out to all of my opponents who were all really kind. And I'm sorry, I hope I haven't annoyed anyone with the teasing comments about here's another be prepared. Like, I am just trying to be entertaining and just having a bit of a laugh, because that's card games. It's going to happen. You can't get too salty about it. And overall, hot take, Be Prepared is not a problem card in this meta. Goat is the problem card in this meta. Be Prepared, I think, encourages skill and is a really important piece for us to have, my opinion. But yeah, I was really happy with my run. The deck I ran, slightly different. If you've seen the Mufasa video that I did a couple of weeks ago, doing a full breakdown of this deck, you'll see I've made a few changes. I did opt for the Hades over the Snow White. That was mostly from watching Steadfast's video about this video, to be honest. About this deck. Don't get me wrong, I said in my own video that Mufasa was a perfectly reasonable choice instead of Snow White. And I noted the benefits. And in my early testing, Snow White was just doing really well. But yeah, I watched Steadfast's games with his version of this deck, and yeah, Hades just is mad in here. Goofy, like, I know he played Goofy as well. I don't know if he just considered it a tech, but this was something I'd been considering for a while, just because it's another great target off of your Mufasa, and obviously deals with the Stylish Surfer Mini, so I definitely like the Pongo being here. Sorry, the Goofy. I would not play the Pongo, was how that sentence was meant to go. But yeah, I'm really happy with this list. I opted to cut the Queens. I don't like playing them the first couple of turns. Like, you end up then... I don't know, just any time I found myself playing Queens on turns 1 or 2. For one, if I was doing that, then I wasn't playing Lantern turn 2. And yeah, you can just play it on turn 3 or play Doc on turn 3, but it's the best turn to play it. It's the best turn to get your Lantern out. And yeah, if you don't hit the Lantern, then it's a bit more fine. But I prefer to use those characters as ink, and then focus on, okay, I want my turn 3 Doc, and I want my turn 4 either Maui or Mufasa. So I just found myself in situations where I was constantly just inking the Queen stuff. So I've moved away from the Queen at the moment, and I found this deck worked a lot better without. There's a part, like Rockstar Stitch put in a lot of work. There's a part of me that wants to cut the new dogs, to be honest. Because other than, like, yeah, they can be an adoring fan, but that isn't all the time. More often than not, it's nice to be able to have the ability to shift onto. But as you can see in all those games, it didn't really happen a lot. I got more benefit from just hitting Stitch off of the Mufasa, and even if you cut the new dog Stitch, you've still got Simba's, Gothels, and Queen of, like, there's still 10 characters that are here there that can be new adoring fans. So I think there's something to be said for cutting the new dog. It's just feeling so unimpactful. But yeah, overall, I'm a lot happier with this deck. It is the funnest deck, in my opinion. Ruby Amethyst is the best deck, but I do think this is a strong... Like, if Ruby Amethyst is tier 0, this is easy tier 1, in my opinion. And just a lot of fun. So, yeah, that's my tournament run. We're now at an hour 20, so we're probably over the hour mark, which isn't something I really wanted. But you guys said you were perfectly happy with that. And in that vein, please hit the like button for me on this one, because the algorithm is not going to like how long this video is. It will probably punish me. So please tell it that you enjoyed this longer video. But that's pretty much it from me for now. Again, I apologize that I wasn't breaking down all my decisions. Feel free to leave a comment, like... Leave a time if there's a particular moment where you would like to know why I did something. If you leave a timestamp for it in your comments so that it's quick for me to be able to find and check, then I will absolutely reply and let you know. But yeah, I hope you didn't mind that this being more of a casting session, just showing my tournament run. But yeah, I think that's everything I needed to say. Go subscribe to Lorcana Lizard. Here's a lizard. Yeah, he's a lizard. Anyway, that is it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you are brand new to the channel, please do subscribe for all things Lorcana, and we'll see you soon.